Yeah, man, it's July the 7th, 2023, and this is a update on gang stalking video. So, I don't know if you might have noticed before, but like a lot of times when it's violent with like broadcast torture and they're doing things to hurt you with broadcast. I mean, if you're on that level of being targeted where they're actually physically attacking you, and for me, I was on that level before I was on the artificial telepathy broadcast level. So before I was on the they follow me around street theater level, the first thing that happened with me all the way back in 2013, when I know of it, who knows if things were happening before then, but that's when I realized that all of my stuff was hacked, and that's when they were physically attacking me with broadcasts. And I wouldn't know that until another year and a half, 2 years later, when it all made sense what these problems I was having was, as far as the physical attacks with broadcasts. And I can remember having like trying to figure out like taking Tylenol or aspirins and thinking like maybe I had some kind of blood pressure problems and all kinds of weird things. And then once they started talking and bragging and you put it all together, if they say, hey, how does this feel, how does that feel, and then they attack you, it's obvious at that point. Okay, so but what I noticed is that the ones that are violent like that, it's the same ones, it's the same idiots. You might have 10 people that gang stalk you over the course of time, or maybe probably more than that, but you might have 10 that are willing to be known and deciphered as a unique person. So, but with those people, you're going to have some that just are violent, and that's their thing. That's how their gang stalking works. They get off on that. They want to hurt people, and for whatever reason, and I don't care about their psychological problems and their mentality, but I have a few of them that they get on mind control. And when they're actually having that experience of living as a broadcast, that broadcast reality where they're able to be somewhere else mentally, and receive back everything like they are somewhere else, like they're a broadcast, and they're able to do whatever while their physical body lays there. And they're the same idiots. They really are. And they get very unreasonable, and it's not like they don't know any better. But you know how like a child might just throw a fit in public and they don't care that other people are like, dude, what's wrong with this little hellion or whatever. They don't care at that point. They're just throwing their fit and that's it. And I can kind of relate that to these gang stalkers, the ones that act like that when they're on broadcast, and they kind of lose touch with reality, and they're not grounded to like, oh, I don't want to look stupid in front of people, including other gang stalkers that are paying attention. They just lose that ability to decipher, oh, I'm looking kind of crazy because I'm doing too much and I'm acting unreasonable, and they just act out on a subconscious level. And one thing I noticed, because I woke up today and under severe attack, where a couple of them were like attacking my abdomen area, attacking my face and my ears, different parts of my body, and you feel it, it hurts. And as soon as I woke up, they started and it's like they were trying so hard, even competing amongst each other to have my attention. And then another thing that happens is like, if you think about something, because like, okay, I've been laying there sleeping and I'm dreaming, and they're having fun with that, being able to have an influence over you while you're sleeping in a subconscious state, and basically becoming part of your dream situation. Okay, some people might say dream manipulation. That's exactly what it is, because when you're in that sleep state subconsciously, you're able to receive on a much more clear basis than normal. Okay, if you're up and you're walking around and you're functioning and you're clogged up with whatever's happening with you around in public or just in the world, your alertness, your focus on this or that, and your concentration level on reality is more. And when you're asleep, it's almost like, a meditation state where you're able to anything that has to do with them being connected with you and broadcast, it's a lot less subtle. And if you're asleep, you can easily receive them, then they could easily manipulate your mental functions while you're asleep and become part of your dream. And and they're live streaming that. They're live streaming your dream and having their commentary and doing stuff to you with their broadcast and having a much greater effect than they would have otherwise if you were up and alert. And they still try to have an effect, but you go from sleeping to waking up, and the first thing I have to do is start using flashlight and getting them off of my body or getting them to stop attacking me. I have to go to the bathroom and washing my face, and then they're like trying real hard to get my attention. And one of the things is that they don't like the new thought process. I'm awake, and now I'm thinking how dumb they are, okay, and what I need to do about it, and what the pathway is, and how doomed they are long term, and really mostly how dumb they are and how dumb they sound and how dumb they act when they're on mind control, connected and living on broadcast. And all I can think about is how every time they say something, it's like, and then the one guy, he'll burst out, with he'll hey, and it always reminds me of like a smoke signal on the desert island, and like one little plane that'll never see you just flying over, and they're like, and that's how bad it seems like they want my attention. And I realized that the reason is because they're trying to divert my thought process, because they're in mid live stream, and now I'm sitting here thinking about all the things that I'm learning and college for computer science, and how everything they do relates to that, and how stupid they are to sit here and gang stalk me, and how dumb they are to physically torture, and how I'm about to talk about it all on YouTube, and just anything that I can think about that I might have as part of my plan, or how stupid they are, or any of that. It's not what they want me thinking about for their live stream, that they're doing this live stream of your mentality and their broadcast, and it's like all together and they don't want that. They don't want you thinking about things that make them look bad or things that make them feel stupid. And so when you start thinking after you wake up, you start thinking like that, it takes them a few minutes to come to grips with, oh wow, he's up now, and this live stream's not going my way, and I need to get off mind control because I'm acting foolish. And it takes them a few minutes, but during that time, hey, I'm never getting off this island. That's, that's what it reminds me of. But they're very desperate and very out of touch with reality at that moment, and the violent torture is, honestly, it's been less the last week. And I think the more success that I have, just like I've always thought, the more success you have, the less targetable you become, the more risk you are, and the less reward there is for them, because it's hard for them to make you look stupid, to have a successful live stream of remote neural monitoring making you look stupid when you don't look stupid, and they look stupid trying to make you look stupid. And it makes the reward small and not as likely. And it makes the risk a lot higher, because you're building yourself into something, and you're learning things, you're having success in life. You're not helping them to destroy your own life, so it makes it a lot harder for them. And I've always believed that, and I believe it now, that the more you go down that pathway, the more they're going to jump ship and go away, because they don't want to, or whether they want to, because they're not very reasonable a lot of the time, and they're not that intelligent. Think about it. You're talking about people that wasted a decade sitting on your neural monitoring, trying to make you look stupid for some live stream show that they're presenting to other morons in their same category. And whether they want to get off your neural monitoring and go away or not, somebody will make them. Somebody that does have some sense, or somebody that has something to lose. You know, I saw this thing, it's something that I like truly believe in, and I've thought this way for a while. But I seen this little video, and this guy was talking about, you know, people that have something to lose, you can't hang out. You can't associate with people that don't have anything to lose, because it's a different mentality. And you know, you can be the biggest gangster and the hardest thug or anything you want, okay? But then it's very likely that if you find yourself in a position where you have a lot to lose and you care about that, then you no longer want to risk those things, you know, and you're like, you know, I made it, and I'm not gonna mess that up. And I like this. I like being successful. I like, you know, not going to jail or not having probation or something like that. You know, you're gonna find yourself in a lot better situation in life, and a lot different kind of mentality where you'd rather not take stupid risks and throw your life away for nothing. And you know, so you can't hang around people that don't have anything to lose, because they don't care. They don't care. It's like risk on. Everything's risk it all, because there ain't nothing to risk. So you either hit the jackpot, or you stay in the same situation where your life is horrible. And so the more that you have to lose, the less risk you're gonna want to take. But you know, there's a lot of people that have neural monitoring that are at risk in some ways because of idiots like this, and these idiots hang around together, and I would bet that they don't have anything to lose, and they just sit there and they want to do this forever, and they'll always be doing this. And I think somebody will stop them probably from doing it to me. I don't think they'll stop on their own, but I think somebody will stop them from doing it to me. But I think they'll go and find somebody else to do it to that's not so risky, or that people don't care about or aren't concerned about being in a position to make a lot of problems for people with remote neural monitoring, because some of them want to use it in malicious ways and abuse the power and be abusive and torture and decide that they want to take it that direction. You know, when you have some that make it a risk for all, then they get pressure. They get pressure from the others. And the more successful you become, even if they're not smart enough or just don't care or have nothing to lose and they won't go away, somebody will make them go away if you gain enough traction and enough success. So that's pretty much where we're at with it. It hasn't been quite as violent the last few days, but I can still, every time they get on broadcast on Mind Control and start one of these live streams and it becomes violent, you know, and they still have their spurts. It's a little less frequently, and I hope it stays that way and gets less and less. But either way, I'll be right here doing what I do and learning every day and trying to stack up money and trying to find myself in a better position and making it aware publicly, making these videos and everything else. So anyway, that's what's going on. I hope these videos help you guys out. So that's it for now. So I'll do some more videos. Most days I'll do videos on this channel, the remote neural monitoring channel, and then at least once a week I'll be doing, you know, video on the targeted individual channel, which is up around 10K now, 10,000 subs, real, organic, real people, you know, the 2 or 3 a day that I've just been doing this for a long time, and they're all real people, real subs. It's growing, it's been growing, and I don't think it's gonna slow down. And now I'm trying to grow this channel too, so I'll be putting the daily videos on this one. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.